Hello, this is New Vision TV. I'm Lynn Komjisha. While at his second wedding in 1959 to Winnie Mandela, one of the leaders told the attendees, and Winnie in particular, that she was marrying a man who was already married to the revolution. Indeed, Mandela's marriage life was never stable and never lasted for long, ending up in 3 marriages. New Vision TV explores Mandela's intimate relationship, or lack of it, with his wives.
Mandela married 3 times and fathered 6 children. However, his was more in public than in his private life. He perhaps never had time for his children and loved ones. In 1968, when his mother died and he was denied opportunity to go and bury her, he wondered if he had taken the right path. At the age of 26, Mandela first married Evelyn Ntoko, a cousin of fellow freedom fighter Walter Sisulu, in 1994. The marriage broke down, and Evelyn gave him an ultimatum in 1955 to choose between her and the revolution. Mandela chose the latter and lost her. Opportunity presented itself when Mandela was taken to prison. She packed all their belongings and children and left. When he left prison shortly after, she was long gone. Actually, when his son Madiba Tembe, who shared his clan name Madiba, died in 1969, he was not allowed to bury him, and he knew not much about him. Mandela married Winnie, a social worker in Johannesburg, in 1958. She was 22 and standing at a bus stop in Soweto near the cheap gym where he used to work out. When he first saw her, he immediately started charming her, securing a lunch date the following week. After that, Winnie started going to the gym just to watch Nelson working out and admiring his six-pack. One thing led to another and they got married. Soon after marriage, Mandela was in and out of prison. He soon went underground, and Winnie and their young daughters could only visit him once in a while and in disguise. After only 6 years of marriage, the couple was interrupted by a court judgment that sent Mandela to Robben Island prison for life. Fortunately, the marriage had already been blessed with 2 daughters, Zenani and Zinziswa. Although after his release from prison in 1990, they failed to reconnect intimately again, having grown so apart, and Mandela realized it was very difficult to rekindle a relationship that had been interrupted for 27 years. On 11 February 1990, Winnie was at her husband's side when he walked free from prison. But the marriage was dead, and it was widely reported that she was having an affair with lawyer Darlene Poffo. In 1992, Mandela announced that his marriage to Winnie was over. He did not delay on this, being a man of strong decisions. He sought divorce, and in 1996 it was granted, marking the end of his second marriage. Mandela's longest marriage was with Graca Machel, his 3rd wife, who he married in 1998, 2 years after divorcing Winnie. Graca was a widow of former Mozambican President Samora Machel, and perhaps the only woman who has been First Lady twice in 2 countries. Mandela and Machel had met in 1990, and they grew closer, with Machel accompanying him on many of his foreign visits. "I'm in love with a remarkable lady," Mandela said in a public announcement. Graca, in a radio interview, said, "It's just wonderful that finally we have found each other and can share a life together." Surprisingly, despite his divorce with Winnie, she was close to him in the last days. Reports indicate that she had also grown close to her successor in marriage, Graca, and the 2 would be seen sharing happy moments at the hospital where Mandela was admitted. A book that seemed to suggest that Mandela died in Winnie's arms, written by his doctor, has been blocked from publication by the family. In his will, Mandela did not mention Winnie, but bestowed all his estate to Graca and the family. That was the man who was married to the revolution, selfless and unable to build a family and raise his own children. He instead became a father to millions who looked up to him as an iconic figure.
Coming up, ferry services at Laropi resume, the University of Sussex to help children with disabilities, and in sport, Uganda faces Swaziland.
The Total Christmas Festival's on! What? Fun! Artisan stage, bouncy castles, trampolines, all kinds of food and drinks all day long. So be there! Nambole Stadium on the 10th of December. The Toto Christmas Festival. All the kiddie fun in one place.
It's only 10,000 Uganda shillings. Parents enter for free. Vendors, please call 0771 857111. The Toto Christmas Festival, sponsored by Mandela National Stadium, Pepsi, Movit, Jessa, Jude Color Solutions, Postbank Uganda, and the New Vision.
Moving on, travelers to Moyo and Adjumani through River Nile have a reason to smile following the restoration of ferry services at Laropi Ferry landing site. Dozens of passengers have been stranded at Laropi Ferry landing site for the last 2 days following a trailer that rammed into the ferry and plunged into River Nile on Monday. And now, the first stage of a project developed with the University of Sussex, England, aiming at helping more disabled children missing on formal education go to school is set to be completed in a matter of months. The project, funded and led by the charity Sight Savers, aims at training thousands of teachers in Uganda in inclusive education practices in a country where the number of children with disabilities going to school continues to fall. The University of Sussex has been working for more than 2 years with the University of Chambogo in Uganda to develop and implement a certificate in inclusive education for teacher educators from the country's primary teacher colleges. And in sports news, despite winning their opening game in the COSAFA Under-20 Championship, Uganda Under-20 team, the Hippos, coach Matia Lule believes his players are still focused to continue performing well. Lule's remarks come after skipper Mohamed Shaban notched a double as the Hippos beat hosts Zambia 2-0 on Wednesday night at Arthur Davies Stadium to move top of Group A with 3 points. Uganda will now face Swaziland today in the next group stage match. Swaziland went down 3-2 to Malawi in their opener. The Hippos will conclude the group stages with a date against Malawi on Monday. Like Egypt, Uganda is taking part in the annual tournament as a guest team. Zambia beat host South Africa 2-1 in the final on December 16, 2016, played at Moruleng Stadium in Rosenberg to win their 11th COSAFA Under-20 Cup title. You're still watching New Vision TV, and now for Pearl of Africa series, we take a look at Queen Elizabeth National Park. The park was founded in 1952 as Kazinga National Park. It was renamed 2 years later to commemorate a visit by Queen Elizabeth II. Queen Elizabeth National Park is among Uganda's most visited national parks since it spreads over 4 districts. Take a look.
Queen Elizabeth National Park has become a blessing in the western region of Uganda. The park that spans the districts of Kasese, Kamwenge, Rubirizi and Rukunjiri has attracted thousands of tourists who come here to meet Uganda's wildlife kept in an enclosed locality. The park, that occupies an estimated 1,978 square kilometers, has animals such as buffaloes, elephants, birds, giraffes, and this list is endless. Tourists engage with these animals, but to reach them, they engage in game drives. Activities to engage in at Queen Elizabeth include camping, game drives, and also eat out at the best restaurants. For more Pearl of Africa stories, visit www.newvision.co.ug.
And that's all we had for you. Thank you for watching. Be sure to catch more of the updates on your mobile, on your desktop, on your tablet, anywhere on the go by visiting www.newvision.co.ug. I'm Lynn Komjisha.
Feliz Navidad.